Welcome back to Histories and Mysteries Uncovered. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be talking about the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, located in London, England. There's been a lot of different films and documentaries, stage plays about him. The most recent film is known as Tim Burton's Sweeney Todd, which is my favourite film that came out in 2007. I have watched this an unhealthy number of times. I do love Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter, and most of Tim Burton's films. But just a disclaimer, there was never a barber on Fleet Street called Sweeney Todd. It was a name that was passed through time. Before we get into this video, grab a big old cup of coffee, click that subscribe button. Something amazing will happen if you click it. Now let's get into the video. The story behind the Demon Barber of Fleet Street is not proven to be a real story of a serial killer that baked his victims into delicious pies that the population of London loved. It is more of an urban legend passed down through time, through plays and word of mouth. Todd is a fictional character. He was originally created for the Victorian Penny Dreadful series, The Strings of Pearls, between 1846 and 47, which was published in an 18-weekly part. Mr. Todd owned a barber shop located on Fleet Street in the capital city of London. It was speculated he lived in the 1700s. This was the Georgian era. And also it was said he lived in the 1800s, which is my favourite era, the Victorian era, the reign of Queen Victoria, which, looking at the story, this would have been the era Todd would have lived in. But this was the time that the plays came to theatres, so if he lived in this era, it would have been on the newspapers, and news travels fast back in them days. People actually talked to each other face to face. So if a serial killer was killing people, it would have got around. Todd was believed to have killed his clients by cutting their throats and then baking them into pies. There are so many different stories, and they have all morphed into one. In the film Sweeney Todd, Todd picked his victims carefully. He only picked victims that had no family or friends. No one would wonder where they have vanished to. His barber chair had a lever that when pulled, the chair declined and the body would fall down a chute to the basement, falling onto their heads and breaking their necks, finishing the kill. In some versions, he cut their throats and using a trap door to dispatch them into the basement and robbing the victims. In the films, he had an accomplice, Mrs. Marjorie Lovett, who was a widower who owned a failing pie shop under the barber shop. The first appearance of her was in 1924 at the Frazee Theatre, starring Robert Vivian as Sweeney Todd and Raffaella Ottino as Mrs. Lovett. That's the first known of Mrs. Lovett. It was also said they hired an orphan boy named Tobias Ragg, e.g. Toby, to help around the shop and serve the pies to customers. In the film, the boy had no clue about the murders. In the tale, it is believed that when he was caught, he was tried and hung in the galleys. Nothing said of Mrs. Lovett or Toby. After Todd's first appearance in the Victorian Penny Dreadful, The Strings of Pearls, written by George Pitt, this was a melodrama. A melodrama is a sensational dramatic piece with exaggerated characters and exciting events intended to appeal to the emotions. I would love to see that play. I used to always love panto when I was little. It was magical. This stage production set the scene of the urban legend and convinced the viewer to believe. It set the scene because it is believed it was in the 1800s. They had a serial killer walking around, such as Jack the Ripper. Who knows, this play could have inspired him. There was various versions of the tale were stapled of the British theatre for the rest of the century on Broadway. So I'm going to end this video here. If you also find the tale of Sweeney Todd interesting, please let me know in the comments below. And do you believe he was real? I personally don't believe the tale was real. After researching into this video, I believed that it was a tale for the stage to shock and entertain viewers, and the tale was made. Well, I hope this video made some sort of sense, and if you like these sorts of video, give this video a big old like and subscribe. Stay around, I upload every Sunday. Until next time.